morning, Rituji, and everybody else sitting in this room. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Mahima. I have done masters in clothing and textiles in a much broader way. I have further qualified my NET exam also, and had been teaching in college from where I did my graduation and post graduation. I taught in the same college. Right, uh, from where I was a student. Since I was a student, I started taking classes uh, from 1989 itself, and after that I taught in several schools and other colleges regarding this subject. So for me, fashion designing is just a part of my forte, and this is not only my subject but also my hobby. Since my childhood, I have been into designing and constructing clothes for myself and for my friends. I may be sounding a little bit unprofessional, but I would like to connect this topic to a layman in our society. I would like to connect this topic to each and every person who is connected with us in the society, just keeping apart the technical aspects for a bit. I have been told to present a PowerPoint presentation today for 15 minutes, so I have made it in a very short and compact manner, just to understand the basics of fashion designing.
Okay, here I would like to add on, Mahimaji, why we wanted a PowerPoint presentation is also for you to understand that you're addressing a class.
Yes.
So that is why I am acting like a student and intervening and asking questions. So that question answer round is also there, and your explanation capabilities are also being judged badly.
I understand that. So I would just like to make sure that I am sticking to the basics of fashion designing today, not going into too many details, because time is very short and I want to present myself in a very short time, in a very focused manner, you can say. So first of all, as we all know, that our clothes, it is a reflection of our persona. Whatever our personality is, it is reflecting what a person we are from inside as well as outside. Suppose if we are meeting a stranger, we don't know about him or her at all, but by looking at his or her clothes, we can very well judge what is he or she is all about. For this, for designing a garment for any individual, it has to be according to his or her suitability. So for me, suitability of a pattern is very important, which has to be according to the personality, number one. Whatever garment we are designing, it has to be according to the person for whom we are designing. In this, we have to consider the figure of the body of that particular person, whether a person is tall or short. I'm just giving here few examples, like if we are designing a garment for a taller person, we need to design it with horizontal lines or maybe checks or simple patterns. And if we are designing a garment for a shorter person, we have to take into consideration the vertical lines and the designs which are implemented lengthwise. Secondly, we have to keep the attitude and the temperament of the person in our mind while designing for a particular person. Attitude, if a person is bold enough, he should be able to carry bold colors. And if a person is not, if a person is mild temperament or a meek person, he can wear simple shades. It can be vice versa also, but yes, definitely we have to keep the temperament of the person in our mind. Otherwise, everything might get haywire and we can be drastically wrong while designing a particular garment. Then, whatever the garment is, it has to be designed according to the nature of work the person is doing. Suppose if a person is in a corporate job, he has to be given formals to wear. He has to be designed according to his or her formals. Then, if a person is a sedentary worker, the clothing should be very, very comfortable and very, very practical according to the environment in which a person is working. I would not like to make myself very lengthy and long while I am saying all this to you. I would like to just mention basic points which we need to keep in mind while designing a garment. As I told you just now, our personality is very important while we design something. Age, I would like to say, age is a very important factor. If we are designing something for young people, yes, definitely it has to be trendy, it has to be very bold or according to the temperament. See, there are many aspects and many factors which depends upon the designing, but this is only one of the aspects which I am discussing now. And suppose if we are designing a garment for an elderly person, it has to be have an element of sobriety in it. It has to be subtle, it has to be according to the person, of course. So we have to take in consideration so many aspects while designing a particular piece of a garment. It is not only one aspect which we can stick to. Then obviously sex of a person, male or female, according to that we can design a garment, where he is working, what type of work he is doing, and whatever field he is into, right? So personality is a very it is a very vast platform in which we can design a garment for that person. It is a very big platform for a person in which we can decide what to make for him and how to go about it. Then, keeping in mind the figure of the body, if a person is having a good height, or if a person is tall, he can be given horizontal lines or checks, or maybe some small patterns, some small designs as well. I have designed the garments very practically all through my years. Since 15 years I have been related to this field, and we can create design in any form, like pleats, tucks, gathers, flares. Anyhow, it all depends upon our creativity, from like how we can create a particular design for a particular person. So this is what I feel, that designing is something very basic, or like if we are designing a garment for somebody, we have to keep in mind that he or she should able to wear that. That is very important. Whatever fashion shows we see on TV these days, or whatever, not everything is right. Not everything is right, but we should try to relate our garments in a very practical way. Whatever garment we are designing, it should be wearable, it should be practical to use. This is what my thinking is. I would rather concentrate on making a simple garment, so that it is much wearable and much practical to be used, and also comfortable in whichever environment he or she is able to carry that dress. Then our garment, it depends largely on the temperament and the attitude of the design. As I told you earlier, if a person is of a very mild nature, he or she should be able to wear light colors, pastel colors, and not very bold designs. And if a person is very aggressive, he can be given some bolder patterns and much brighter colors to feel comfortable. And also, if we have to uh, subdue his personality, we can design accordingly. Suppose if we want a person to get mild, so we can change his personality according to the garment.
Mahima ji, can you give us little example in terms of when you say mild, aggressive, cheerful and sober, in terms of color, silhouette, or the design or the elements that you are mentioning here? Can you
Yes.
underline those? I mean,
Hi.
if you're saying Peter Pan, so Peter Pan for which and why?
Peter Pan, I would like to suggest for a small child. For young people, I would suggest Peter Pan collars and all. Then for suppose if we are talking about a mild person, so he should be able to carry light colors, small designs, and maybe blades. And the garment can be designed in a way that it enhances to his personality. He can be made to look more overt.
But small prints is also about people who are bigger in size. I mean, people who are big size, they are suggested to wear small prints.
Yes,
But
they
if
are.
I'm not mild in nature, but I'm a bigger size, I mean, how would you then suggest?
Absolutely. If a person is having a larger silhouette, so small patterns can be designed for the person, but in a clustered way. The pattern should look broad on a large person, on a person who has a larger build. The What I mean to say that a pattern should be broad enough so that his or her personality, it comes out in a proper manner.
Here you're talking in terms of pattern, as in the pattern of the, in terms of prints or in terms of
In
this,
terms of
part of the
print
garment?
and the pattern of the garment. I am talking in terms of the print and the pattern of the garment. Pattern means like whatever pattern we are creating on the garment through pleats, tucks, gathers, and many other designs in that way.
And what colors would you suggest for aggressive person?
I would suggest light colors for an aggressive person, with a break of little bit of bolder colors might get combined with those colors.
And mild person also lighter colors, aggressive person also light colors.
No, for a mild person, light colors combined with the bolder colors, so that it enhances the personality.
And for aggressive also the same.
No, for aggressive person, the quantity of the light colors which I use should be more.
And cheerful?
And for the cheerful person, of course, it should be colorful. Garment should be colorful and should be having more of patterns.
Then if I'm wearing colorful colors also, but my personality is also cheerful, I mean, how would I try to balance it?
It will try to reflect your personality. The garment which you are wearing, it will reflect your personality, and it will be at a harmony with your self.
And
Like,
sober?
I think for sober people, they should be wearing light colors. which goes very well with their personality.
But mild is also a temperament, and sober, I think, is a characteristic of a person. So how would you?
Sobriety is more about the elder people. This is what I think, and mild can be related to the young people as well.
Can we go to the next?
Then of course the garment should be designed according to the nature of work a person is undergoing. In a corporate environment we require more of formals, and for a sedentary worker formals are of course there, but yes, we can also create something very informal to wear. And for the school children, the garment should be designed in a manner that the clothes are very comfortable, and so they does not the designs should be such that it does not hinder any of the movements and the playfulness of the children. It should be very comfortable to wear, and the most important element in the garment, what I feel, is comfort level should be there. Whosoever, a man, a woman, or a child, whosoever is wearing a garment, he or she should be very, very comfortable with the fabric as well as with the design.
Mahima ji, can we run through fast now? Oh,
yes, I am already through that because I thought the time, whatever is given to me is very short. So I would like to end it up here. Thank you very much.
I wanted to understand from you the same questions. Would you like to come as a part-time or a full-time?
I would like to come as a part-time.
A part-time would be what for you? I mean, 3
Pardon?
days, 4 days, how many days a week?
3 or 4 days. It can be regular also, but I will have to see what is the duration of the classes and the number of classes.
We work from 9:30 to 5:30.
Right.
At 6 days a week.
Okay.
That is our working schedule. So, a full-time or a part-time?
I will be comfortable with a part-time job.
And what would be your subjects that you have your command on?
I am dealing into textiles as well as clothing also. So I am comfortable with
clothing in the sense of?
Clothing and textiles both. So any subject which is practical based.
Clothing, can you elaborate like what? Pattern making, garment construction?
Yes,
Surface,
for garment construction and pattern designing. Because I have been doing it since many years. Or
are you working at that?
I am working from home.
Oh.
I am dealing into textiles and into applique work, and I am trying to create my own.
Embroideries and textile surface you can take care.
Yes, yes.
And
even the printing part.
Alright.
Screen printing, block printing. I would like to be associated with the practical part of the work.
And we plan to, I mean, people who are in the interview now, giving the interviews, we plan to connect with you in August. For August, we are doing this, so
Yes.
that we are well placed and we have.
That will be fine with me.
Yes.
No issues at all.
Okay. I think that's good. You want to ask? No, nothing. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In fact.